Live from New Delhi, you're watching this very special broadcast on the T20 Cricket World Cup ahead of the super semi-final between India and England. So let's get you all the latest from the ground zero and a quick expert analysis as well. So the penultimate match of an engrossing T20 Cricket World Cup will see India facing England in the second semi-final at Providence Stadium. However, heavy rain is predicted during the second semi-final in Guyana as well. And till the last minute that we tracked the weather, it is still showering over there in Guyana. So let's quickly take a look at this pre-match preview.
Following their impressive victory over Australia in the final group stage match, India has avenged their 2023 ODI World Cup defeat at home. Now they seek redemption against England, facing them in the T20 World Cup semi-finals at the rain-threatened Providence Stadium in Guyana. However, concerns loom over the form of star batter Virat Kohli, who hasn't had a great run in the World Cup. India have been unbeaten so far, defeating Ireland, Pakistan and USA in the group stage, with their match against Canada washed out by rain. In the Super 8 stage, they registered comfortable wins over Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Australia. This time, India boasts more batting firepower, more middle over options and a varied attack.
We want to be a smart cricket team. We want to assess and play. It's a knockout game. We want to think about how well we can play and what we can do as a team. At the end of the day, you've got to play good cricket to win the cricket game. We'll focus on how we can play this game well and get the results in our favor. That's what we'll be focusing on. At the end of the day, two good cricket teams are going to play. So it's going to be a great game. Indian cricket team goes through a very high pressure situations most of the time. This format is all about confidence. As long as you are confident in what you want to do, you are putting the foot in the right direction.
But beating the defending champion won't be easy. England, just 2 games away from becoming the first men's team to retain a T20 World Cup, are a formidable opponent.
There's a general feeling that our best cricket is in front of us. I think we've been pretty good in patches. We've done some really good stuff over here, but we haven't put together that perfect game. So with a bit of luck that happens against India, it's certainly going to be a great occasion. They're a very strong unit and they present a massive challenge for us, but one that we're very excited to take on. Both teams, we're going to go out there and throw punches at each other for 40 odd overs. So it's going to be a great contest.
Meanwhile, there is a heavy rain forecast for the second semi-final in Guyana. India and England have played 23 T20 international. Out of that, India have won 12. But they haven't claimed this tournament since its inception in 2007. Who will emerge victorious in this high-stake clash? Watch as these two cricketing powerhouses clash for a spot in the T20 World Cup final. With Person S. Jayashankar, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for DD India from Guyana.
So with rain predicted and no reserve day, the stakes are really high. Well, India will any which way advance if the match is even washed out. However, the pitch is spin friendly and key players on both the side, both of them promise an intense battle.
In the second semi-final, India will lock horns with England at the Providence Stadium in Guyana. However, the excitement is tempered by weather forecasts predicting rain that could disrupt the highly anticipated showdown. With an 88% chances of rain and 18% chance of thunderstorms, fans and players are alike anxiously watching the skies. Without reserve day, the stakes are high. If the match gets washed out, India, having topped their Super 8 group, will automatically advance to the final. If rain interrupts play, ICC's regulations allows a 250 minutes window to complete the match. This could push the game well into the night. If persistent rain prevails, India moves on due to their superior group stage performance. Providence Stadium's pitch favors spin bowlers, a factor that could play a significant role. In recent match, spinners helped Afghanistan secure victory over New Zealand. This bodes well for India with their formidable spin attack featuring Ravindra Jadeja, Akshar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav. England too has strong spinning option in Adil Rashid and Moeen Ali, ready to exploit these conditions. The match could turn into a tactical battle with both teams needing to adapt quickly to the changing dynamics. Key players to watch includes India's skipper Rohit Sharma and the experienced Virat Kohli. Rishabh Pant's explosive batting could be crucial if rain shortens the match, making quick runs essential. For England, captain Joe Butler leads from the front, supported by hard hitters like Liam Livingstone and all-round prowess of Sam Curran. Bowlers Jofra Archer and Chris Jordan will aim for early breakthroughs against India's strong batting lineup. This semi-final rekindles memories of the 2022 clash, where England chased down India's 169 target with ease. Unbeaten in the tournament, India is driven by a narrative of revenge and redemption. Will rain dampen the showdown, or will we witness a full throttle battle? That only time can tell. With camera person S. Jayashankar, this is Tapush Bhattacharya for DD India from Guyana.
All right, now let's get you a rounded perspective on this. Joining me on the broadcast is Mr. Ajay Mehra, who's a former cricketer and the current commentator. A very good evening to you, sir. And Tapush Bhattacharya would also be joining us in a while. But first, sir, when we talk about the current weather condition there in Guyana, first of all, the very first question that comes in everybody's mind is that why Guyana? When we knew the weather conditions there, and if we talk about the drainage system at the current pitch there where the match is supposed to be played, that is also not very good. What do you think of that decision of ICC? And what if indeed it's a win-win situation for India, but when we talk about a match before the final, which is very much needed, what happens to that scenario, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're right. Because I also thought they should have been some other venue, because Guyana, we often see when matches are there, there has been a heavy rainfall as well. And if rain is there, it's a place where rain comes very frequently. I think they should have a reserve day. We all know that Saturday in the final you have a reserve day, even for the semi-finals, because after all, any side, they can be a loss. Of course, here India have the advantage because they're top of the group and they'll be going through. And remember, it's a semi-final game, so it's not about 5 overs a side. It's going to be 10 overs a side. You have that cushion because the game starts at 10:30 a.m. in Guyana, so you have the cushion. But yes, there is heavy forecast of rain today. So, I feel they should have been reserved. And you're right, when the scheduling is done, you've got to understand places like Guyana where, there's often that rain and there has been an interruption in the past as well. So I think, they could have been better scheduling. But whatever is done, and this is what even the ICC has said, that you can't do anything now because there is no option for reserve day as far as this game is concerned. But honestly, I feel, two quality sides, even everyone, the world over, the fans want to see a good game of cricket. We all know what England are, what India are, the way India has played. They've been undefeated. So you want to have a good game after all.
2 hours away from the semi-finals. I think it's around 3 hours, and then we would be waiting for the match to begin.
True.
But before that, sir, when we talk about this situation, how important a toss would play a role here? Am I audible to you?
Yeah. Deepika, can
Yes,
you
sir.
repeat it?
I am asking, considering the current situation and the weather condition, because it is still showering there in Guyana, how important a toss would play a role here?
When DLS is there, Deepika, it's obvious, any team wants to chase, because you want to know the target. And DLS favors that, the target is really important. When you're chasing, you know exactly how to go about. When you're batting, it's difficult to set the target. So as you rightly mentioned, because it's raining, it's going to be difficult. But, we just hope that, the rain stays away, because finally you want a good match. But, absolutely, I feel any team chasing, because not to forget also, Deepika, the ground will be under covers. The square will be under covers. So there might be some seepage as well. So you want to bowl first, utilize the conditions there. And because it's been raining heavily in the past as well, so you want to utilize the conditions. The seamers will come into play. If England have Jofra Archer, they have, good bowling attack, good seamers in the ranks. India too have someone like Bumrah and, Arshdeep, the way they went bowling. So I feel, advantage will be there. Who wins the toss if the play starts.
We have with us Tapush Bhattacharya joining us live from Guyana. Tapush, there are 3 protagonists today: India, England and the rain. What does the weather conditions say about the current moment?
Well, let me just start. When I started off from my place, from my hotel room to the stadium, it was raining heavily. By the time I reached here, the sun has come out bright and shine, and we believe that it will stay like that. Although there is a 80% chances of rain, but as the sun has come out quite brightly, we believe that whatever moisture is there on the pitch and also on the ground will evaporate quickly. There's still a lot of time. It's 8:11 local time, 8 a.m. Local time here in Guyana. So there is plenty of time, more than 2.5 hours. So we believe that the pitch and ground, everything will be ready. Also, we've been told that this particular pitch has all the modern facility to make sure that the rainwater doesn't stay on the pitch, on the outfield, and they can dry it up as fast as possible. So in that sense, this is a pretty good stadium to have a match going. We believe that the match will happen. There are times we've been told by the Met Department here, local Met Department, that the rainfall might happen later on also in the day, but we believe that the match will happen. Though, whether it will be a curtailed one or a full match, that remains to be seen, but there is all possibility of the match here taking place. As you can see, it's bright sunshine coming out, and it's soaking all the rainfall that took place yesterday night. Also some rainfall took place here in Guyana. So both teams are quite geared up. India would like to avenge the humiliating loss that they suffered in 2022 in Adelaide in the T20 World Cup, and for England they would like to rewrite history and be the first team to win back-to-back T20 World Cup championship. So all in all, one hell of a cracker of a match in store for all the fans.
All right, Taposh, I would request you to stay with us. We will just quickly take a look at the player performance also. And now let's talk about Rohit Sharma, who's really transformed his approach to T20 batting in the last 2 years. And in St. Lucia, it was a high-stake test of his commitment to a new and ultra-attacking mindset. Taposh Bhattacharya would dissect Rohit Sharma's ultra-aggressive style of play for us here. Let's take a look.
In the Caribbean, Rohit Sharma proved why he is one of the most feared batsmen in T20 cricket. Facing a high-stake test against Australia, India's captain adopted an ultra-attacking mindset, launching into Mitchell Starc's second over with relentless aggression. Sixes over cover, a powerful drive down the ground, and Rohit's intentions were clear from the start. His 92 of just 41 balls was a masterclass in T20 batting, setting the tone for a crucial victory in India's quest to reach the T20 World Cup semi-finals. Rohit Sharma is now an all-time leading run scorer in men's T20 international with 4,165 runs, surpassing Babar Azam. His blistering half-century of just 19 ball is the fastest by any batter in T20 international format against Australia, and he leads India's scoring in the tournament with 191 runs. This transformation in Rohit's game is remarkable. His average and strike rate have soared since becoming captain, a testament to his commitment to high-risk, high-reward cricket. As Rohit clutched the catch to dismiss Travis Head, it wasn't just a win, it was a statement, a small step towards redemption after past heartbreaks, and a signal that this Indian team, led by rejuvenated Rohit Sharma, means business. With 2 games left to secure the trophy, Rohit's biggest challenge lies ahead. But if this performance is any indication, the hitman is ready to lead his team to glory. With camera person Jai Shankar, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for GD India from Guyana.
And this is also now the ultimate challenge for Rohit to read. Coming on to you, Mr. Mehra, when we talk about Rohit Sharma and his performance, and we saw in Taposh's report also the kind of transformation that we've witnessed, and we cannot even forget, we are still celebrating that 92-run knock in the previous game, and also the fact that he did not bow down in front of Australia even when they tried to pressurize Team India, choosing to bat first. What do you think of this transformational journey of Rohit, and also what to expect from other players considering Virat Kohli's number 2 position here?
Yeah, Deepika, I think Taposh is absolutely right, because this Rohit Sharma is looking different because, he plays his normal game. He's playing that, he wants to give India the stars, those flying stars, which are so very important. And there is a fearless cricket in him. He goes out, he gives his best. the ability that he has. We all know the time that he's got. He's a world-class batter. But the captain leading from the front, Deepika, makes a big difference because once the captain is leading, the entire team in the dressing room or the ground, the environment is totally different for them. So I think, this is what kind of captain you should have. We saw in the 50 over World Cup as well, the way Rohit batted, always, trying to give India those stars, capitalize the power play, which is so very important when the ball is hard, especially on a surface like Guyana, where the spinners have played a big part. You need that start when the ball is hard. So I think Rohit will continue in the same fashion. He's a world-class batter. We all know that. The kind of time that he's got in his hand, the kind of flair that he bats with. And I think you mentioned Virat Kohli. See, this is going to be an important game for Virat Kohli. He hasn't done much in the World Cup, but quality players, big players, they have those, moments of theirs. And I'm sure Virat Kohli will be geared up. It's all about mental challenge, how he comes back. We all know that he's mentally very strong. And one good knock here, and especially if India wins here, will do him a world of good going into the final. So I think, everything is going for India, but Rohit Sharma will continue in his usual manner.
Taposh, coming to you, can we expect a Gavaskar of 83 from Virat Kohli today performing at today's crucial encounter?
Well, hope so, because, if India has to make a statement, India has to go past England, the defending champion, to the final. There is, Virat Kohli has to play a major role in that. We have been talking about that. It's not that he's not in form. He's not been able to convert those 20s into 50s, 60s. That's the whole issue. But then again, as we mentioned earlier, Jay also was talking about that it's the mindset of the team management. They want to go hard at, the bowling, they want to go hard at the batting of the opposition. There's no hold back, no holds back attitude. So that's one reason why you will probably not see, team, or players getting those 50s, 60s, 70s. The emphasis on a team game to make sure that the team goes up. We had a word with Rohit off the record, and he mentioned, the best match was when he had it against Bangladesh, where only one person went past the 50-run mark, but everybody in the team contributed. So the team contribution makes matter more important. So for him and for the team's perspective, it is imperative that everybody clicks as a whole. Even if you are scoring 20, 30 odd runs, but if you are scoring it in the 10 balls, 15 balls, it matters a lot, and it pushes the team scores almost around the 200 mark, which happened in the Bangladesh match. So that's the kind of template that Rohit Sharma has said. And remember, it was against England in Adelaide, where when Indian team went out, they decided, Rohit Sharma and the team management decided that it's time for the team to have a different template, ultra attacking template. Remember, England in the Test match series used to have a bars ball, that score runs, push the opposition in a corner and score quick runs. Here in T20, it's a row ball. The Rohit Sharma-led team has been going around and making sure that they score runs at a high-risk pace, but it's a high-risk, high-reward sort of a game plan that they have come up with. So it's a row ball versus bars ball. Here in Guyana, we will be looking forward to that, how that works out, though we believe that it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a cracker of a contest for the simple reason both teams had some massive stroke players, amazing pace bowlers, Jofra Archer. You have Bumrah, you have Rohit Sharma, you have Butler. So you have all the ingredient for a spicy and a thrilling contest in the semi-final. Not the one that we saw in the first semi-final against Afghanistan with Afghanistan and South Africa.
Go to Mr. Mehra to understand more about both the teams. Let's first take a look at the last 10 results oriented at the Providence Stadium. So the teams batting here have won 4 out of 10 games, while teams batting have won 6 games. So the average first inning score is 150.5, whereas the average second inning score is 117.5 at this particular pitch. 71 wickets have been taken by the Pacers, while the spinners have taken 45 wickets. This is all about the Providence Stadium. Now let's go back to Mr. Mehra and understand more about the teams. Mr. Mehra, when we talk about both the teams, India and England, India's top order versus the 6 hitters, middle order of England. What do you say of both of them? What do you have to say about both of them?
Deepika, see, I feel, India also have got a lot of depth in the batting. The all-rounders we have, the likes of Akshar, Jadeja, Hardik, so they have been doing very well. But I feel, again, along with Rohit Sharma, the key batter for India is going to be Rishabh Pant. The slot that he's batting, being a left-hander, the way he bats, the flair that he's got, I think Rishabh is going to be key here. But you're right, absolutely. Of course, England, they have a very formidable opening partner as well, in Phil Salt and, the way Butler has batted. But yeah, they have the depth, they have a few good all-rounders. But I feel, the main thing for England is that if you compare both the sides, I think the big advantage that with India is the spinners they have, the quality of spinners. And we've seen in Guyana, the spinners really dominate because I remember a game where New Zealand and Afghanistan played at this venue in this World Cup and New Zealand were dismissed for 75 runs. So Rashid Khan and Party, they came into, playing that game. So I feel, and, of course, India, I feel the kind of batting we have, is just one batsman clicking, India can be getting that big score. We saw in the last game the way Rohit got, the start and India got to almost 200 runs. So, that's a big difference for me. You have quality batters, but I feel Rishabh Pant and someone like Rohit Sharma are going to be important in the batting lineup and down the order probably Hardik Pandya. But England, Phil Salt, I think the eyes will be on him, the way he bats. But Rishabh Pant, the kind of, just the way he's batted in this World Cup, he's been absolutely brilliant. I remember the warm-up game against Bangladesh after that as well. And he's probably the impetus to the side. Sometimes you got to understand what position you're batting and what kind of ability you have as a batter. And Rishabh Pant, I think he can take the game away from, the England bowlers. Bumrah, with the ball, he's been exceptional. He's been absolutely outstanding. The length that he's bowling, the way he's bowling, the variation that he's got, I think he's a class act. He's one of the finest fast bowlers in world cricket at the moment, Jasprit Bumrah. The ability to take wickets in the death overs, that's what he's got in, something big in him. And I'm sure, that this Indian side, if they play to the potential, I think England will be, not in a great position in this game.
And also, Tapush, coming on to you, because this is more like a revenge match when we talk about India versus England. And you would remember in the last semi-final between both the teams, Virat Kohli scored 50. Now, the difference here is that India lost it and Jasprit Bumrah was not there. And as Mr. Mehra also rightly pointed out, we have the power of Bumrah and a lot of booming confidence in Bumrah, right?
Right, that's true. So let's just put it, let's go back in time in 2022. India scored 160 odd runs, if I'm not wrong. They were short by at least 20-30 runs. They didn't know exactly, how to pace their innings. That's something that they have learned from that mistake. It's a heartbreak for the team management to see themselves crash out and get a beating from England with a margin of 10 wickets. So that's a huge thing. And from then onwards, the whole game plan changed, especially in the T20 format. In the ODI also last year, we saw the template that they started to work on was more of an aggressive one. Now, coming back to this particular pitch, more than the spin or the swing seam movement, it's the variable bounce that's going to be a key factor here. We spoke to the ground staff, we spoke to some of the people off the record, and they said that it's going to be an uneven bounce that we will find. So if you are bowling stumps to stump, there is a greater chance of you picking up wickets. So Jasprit Bumrah has a tendency to ball stumps to stump. So we will find Jasprit Bumrah absolutely lethal on this particular ground. Jofra Archer, another key member of England team who would like to hit the deck hard, and it will be interesting to see how the pitch behaves in that. Mind you, there is another point I would like to put. India spinners, has done really well. Kuldeep Yadav has been a revelation in the Super 8, but I believe that Akshar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja will have a lot to say on this pitch. They ball stump to stump. They hardly spin the ball, and it will be interesting to see how the variable bounce will come into effect in this particular game. It will not be easy. So it will be interesting to see how the toss played out, who bats first. Batting first probably is a good idea. You might have a movement of the pitch in the initial couple of overs, but after that it's going to be a belter of a pitch, and batsmen who are stroke makers can score runs and play their strokes. But as I mentioned, a variable bounce will once again be a key factor for both teams. Team India, as I mentioned, Deepika is quite pumped up. In the press conference also, we asked when we asked to Rohit Sharma whether it's a why what happened in the big matches, Indian team crash out in the knockouts. Indian team doesn't do well. Was there a fear of failure, or just plain unlucky? And he said that it's a combination of both. Now that's a huge statement coming from the captain. He agrees to the fact that there might be a fear factor that goes in, and it's a young team. There are experienced players also, but when you are up against quality side, and that too in the knockout stages, knockout phase, it's a different ball game altogether. So whether Indian team be able to control their fear factor, whether they can come up with that once in a lifetime sort of innings from one player or from the whole team, that remains to be seen. But the one thing is for sure, Indian fans will be coming out in large number here in the Guyana Stadium, and it's going to be, it's a huge moment for both Team India as well as for England.
Rain or no rain, the support is foolproof for Team India there at Guyana as well. A very quick and last question to you, Mr. Mehra. We also have to consider the fact that South Africa are away from the title of chokers, as they have now finally made it for the first time to the finals. How careful the next semi-final winner have to be when we consider this fact today, Mr. Mehra? All right. We'll go back to Tapash and understand this very much fact, because we've got just last minute with us. Taposh Bhattacharya, are you there with us?
Yes, absolutely there.
Yes, South Africa into the finals for the first time. They are away from the title of chokers. How dreadful one has to be considering this very fact.
Well, they still have one match to win, isn't it? And, if you've seen, although they have done really well, they have been undefeated in the whole tournament so far. There were wobbles in their matches in league stages as well as in the Super 8 stages, but they have managed to calm their nerves and make it count when the chips were down. So South Africa are in the final, and it's a beautiful match it's a beautiful period for them, because they have been struggling for a long period of time to make it count, and now that they are in the finals, it will be interesting to see who joins them in the final.
All right, we are running out of time. Thank you so much, Taposh Bhattacharya. Now remains to be seen what happens to the match and who wins. Thank you so much, Taposh Bhattacharya and Mr. Mehra, for joining us and bringing us a rounded perspective ahead of semi-final 2. That's all in this edition. Thank you so much for joining us here.
We just don't bring you